Oi, this podcast is for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. You fucking jabroni.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we are proud to present to you the unofficial official wrestling podcast of the internet. It's time for some tag in, tag out. The only unofficial wrestling podcast you'll ever need.
Alrighty then, hello there ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tag In, Tagged Out podcast, the unofficial, official wrestling podcast of the internet. I'm your host, Ace Luck, and with me is Alfred, Jordan, and Doc. Say hello everyone.
Hey there, hi there, ho there.
Hello there, everyone.
What's up, people? It's your boy Doc, coming at you from my bedroom.
Oh, mine too! What a coincidence!
My chamber of sadness.
Wouldn't have to be the same bedroom, right? Thank God.
Yeah.
It turns
I
out
always know the smells in my bedroom.
Turns out it's under your bed.
Anyway. Yeah. So
Anyways.
you're the monster.
Anyways, today's episode we'll be covering all kinds of wrestling news, including the potential about the All Elite Wrestling going on, along with a couple other news stories. And by a couple, I mean a shit ton. So with that said, why don't we get started with the wrestling news today?
I am
I'm
not...
trying to do the wrestling news kind of music stuff right now. Anyways, that too. Anyways, in our first news article today, according to WrestlingInc.com, it appears that Brian Pillman Jr., the son of Brian Pillman, is hinting at a run with New Japan Pro Wrestling. This was reported on November 20th. Currently, also today, just so people are aware, this is being recorded on November 26th. So if there's any news that happens between now and anything that comes out in between that and all that stuff, it's not being put in this episode because we are not aware. We're reporting all the news we find interesting as a concurrent. Also, Becky Lynch got knocked out from Nia Jax. Botch. Okay. But anyways, with that said, it appears Brian Pillman Jr. is hinting at joining with New Japan Pro Wrestling. He is currently a member of Major League Wrestling, or MLW, and looks like he will be joining them. God, I'm doing a bad job at explaining this right now.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I know.
You can do it. You can do it.
Use your words, Nick.
What? One foot in front of the other.
It appears that he's showing interest in New Japan, but he's also showing interest in other stuff. Most recently, he's been in a match with Tommy Dreamer versus the New Heart Foundation. I don't know who the hell is in the current New Heart Foundation. But with that said...
the guy's named Heart?
Maybe.
Tyson Smith? Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Say Tyson Kidd.
Oh, God. I got dark. Anyways, you guys' thoughts on Brian Pillman Jr. possibly joining New Japan?
Is he actually any good?
I
or is it just like name value?
I have no idea.
Because I'm imagining
the thing is that, like,
Brian Pillman.
I didn't even know his son. I didn't even know he had a son.
No.
I mean, I knew he had a son, but I never knew like he wrestled. Like when I think of Brian Pillman, I think of his ECW stint. Like I don't think of his WWE stuff. I think of ECW and like WCW with the Hollywood Blondes and all that. Like I'm hoping Brian Pillman Jr. is as good as a wrestler as Brian Pillman was because he's very underrated.
The only thing I know, the only thing I remember of Brian Pillman is all the cringy interview his wife had to do after he killed himself or he overdosed. One of the two.
The only thing I remember from the only thing I remember from Brian Pillman was that Pillman's got a gun thing.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
And the Hollywood Blondes. The Hollywood Blondes were awesome.
If you do look back at Pillman DCW stuff, it was actually really good. Like, pretty damn. To be honest, like it was crazy. Brian Pillman. He had like I think a match with who was it? I think it was with Al Snow. I'm not sure though. But like it was really good.
Anyways, moving on to our next news article. According to eWrestlingNews.com, it appears WWE is interested in a former Ring of Honor star. This was reported on November 20th. It appears that they are interested in former Ring of Honor and New Japan star ACH. It's noted currently that he would be expected to join the NXT class around January of 2019. However, these are currently rumors right now, so we're not 100% certain. There's also been apparently rumors that Trevor Lee and Shane Strickland might be in. I don't know that much about ACH, but I've heard a lot of good things about him.
I'm gonna be honest.
just know. Go ahead.
I've never heard his name being said
Nope.
until now, and I genuinely thought
Nope.
it was Ach.
Exactly. I completely. I'm sitting here, but like, so WWE's basically just gonna call him an ACK. They're gonna rename him to ACK, so you don't have to say ACH. Oh, walking down to the ring is ACK.
They're gonna take away his
Oh,
last.
bless you. No, that's his name, ACK.
Plus,
Are you okay there? You need a cup of water? No, its name's ACK.
why did you try some
Bro,
of
you
our?
alright?
Why did you try some of our sponsored Robitussin? Robitussin. It helps get rid of that. No, what they're going to do with ACK is they're going to get rid of the AC and just going to call him Single H.
Single H. Oh my.
He's getting
Triple
it
H
off.
is
That would be
Triple H's
a
long
very
lost son.
Hunter Harris. Oh, no, that would be a Hunter Harris Elmsley idea if you ever heard. Actually, that would be a Vince idea, to be honest.
We're gonna get rid of AC, and we're gonna make him a 1H.
We're gonna make him new, damn it.
We're just gonna name him Hunter.
Righty
He's a
then.
hunter.
Righty then. Moving on to our
Make
next.
him look like Triple H.
Righty then. Moving on to our next news article. Reported by HealByNature.com on November 21st, 2018, it appears Ring of Honor star Silas Young could be WWE bound, as his contract is set to expire in December, which could be very interesting. A lot of people are expecting it. I'm expecting it too because of how old he is. I'm expecting him to probably take a role similar to how like Cassius Ohno, aka Chris Hero, is, where he's basically more of the kind of jobber to help progress the next generation.
A lot of, from what I've heard, and this is just overall, guys like him and more are getting WWE attention. And from what I've seen and heard, they might be interested in trying to sign a ton of people from Ring of Honor. Which at some point, it's like, well, they might as well just buy Ring of Honor because they're pretty much going to sign maybe half their roster, or at least try to.
It's the territories all over again.
I mean, what territory do they take up? They take up like Ring of Honor is the main. Ring of Honor is your biggest independent program scene here in the United States.
Well, as of now, it's currently considered that Ring of Honor is the second largest wrestling promotion in America. It's actually surpassed Impact Wrestling now. That's how bad Impact has gotten. Yeah, it's. I'm not even joking when I'm not even.
Some of their talent too.
I'm not even joking when I say that.
I mean, Impact has been doing good for like the past couple months. Like they're on the right track, but Jeff Jarrett, he really ran that company to the ground, as well as Dixie Carter.
He's still there.
Jeff Jarrett? No, not anymore. He left.
No, he's not. Oh, he left. That's probably why he got in the.
He left.
That's probably why he got in the Hall
Dixie
of Fame.
Carter and Jeff Jarrett really ran that place down to the ground. Like it's starting to slowly make its way back up, but I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be Ring of Honor for a second largest promotion in the United States now.
Right. Anyways, moving on to our next news article today. It appears WWE's current plans for Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania is that it may very well be possible, and this is according to WrestlingNews.co, and also I heard something from possibly Wrestling Observer newsletter, so in other words, Dave Meltzer, but it appears it may be possible that he might be facing Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Match.
No. Like the last time. Here's the funny thing: when Rollins was a heel and he had won the championship off of Roman and Brock at WrestleMania 31.
Yeah, 31.
He like one of the matches he faced was with Brock, and it led Brock into like a 3-match program with The Undertaker. because the Undertaker got involved in the match and he cost Lesnar a title shot.
Here's the thing though, that you said you're missing out on the 4 words you said when he was a heel.
God.
I mean,
That
I
laugh.
mean, the way that I mean, we all like if you watch WWE right now, you know Dean is going to get that title, which means that that's going to leave Seth open to go after that title. Will Seth win the title? No one knows. That's the only question. I mean, could we possibly be looking at a triple threat? However, like, could they throw Braun into there? If like,
yeah, that also
God
leads to
forbid-
another question, because right now this is currently going on as based on the fact that there have been a lot of things where Vince McMahon has been really changing a whole crap ton of plans. Like, he changed the fact that AJ Styles was world champion. He changed it to Daniel Bryan, which was apparently a last minute change from what I've heard. But it's also very well may be possible that around that time he might change his mind and just give the title to Strowman. It's honestly kind of hard to tell. So,
Well, Strowman's got a title match at Rumble, so we could be seeing Seth Rollins winning the Royal Rumble in order to get there, because last year it was a SmackDown guy, and the year before I think it was a Raw guy who won.
No, it was also SmackDown. It was Randy Orton and it was Shinsuke.
Randy, that's right.
I
Yeah.
honestly think though that they're going to keep the title on him for the next couple of years until Roman returns, and he'll have like 2 matches in that time. But
okay.
Well, I don't want to deal with another Brock Lesnar reign.
Oh, you,
I know he's
We were
already
already in
now,
one.
but, like,
I thought-
I'm
I
talking
thought
like a full year. I'm
Here's
talking
the
about
worst
a full
part.
year where he's just not showing up to work.
Here's the worst part.
so weird.
When Brock won the title the first time, I was actually excited because I thought he would only hold it for a few months and it would be a decent title reign. Help build up the title's
Same
prestige. It
Same
literally killed the title. Like, the Universal title is now worthless.
Like, look, the Universal title disappeared like Kevin Nash's quads back in the fucking 2000s. Like, for real, this thing is just like it's become so irrelevant. Like, if Brock holds the title, it has almost no prestige to it. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? The dude's not gonna show up to work for like the next 3-4 months unless you give him a big paycheck to face somebody just to squash him. So
yeah, but
You know-
Doc, he's big and he's muscly, Doc. You're ignoring muscles.
I will give Brock credit though.
He's
Whenever
a
he's having
big,
fun,
sweaty, muscly guy. He's the kind of guy Vince loves.
Chase
That's
Storm. Chase Storm. In the words of Chase Storm, I like big sweaty men.
And
Yes.
even more than that, Johnny, he looks like he's eating the type of wrestler that Vince loves.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be rather interesting how things go going forward. I mean, Lesnar versus let's go to the Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan match. That match was really good, and Lesnar doesn't usually put on really good matches, or he's not usually in really good matches.
Yeah, a lot of people generally agree that when Lesnar actually gives a shit about a match, he can put on a damn good match.
And it actually, and like honestly, from what I've heard, he likes guys like Samoa Joe. He likes guys
Yeah.
like Roman. He potentially likes guys like Braun. And
Not that
you know
Albert
what?
Jones.
He probably likes Daniel Bryan because Daniel Bryan, like years ago when Daniel Bryan first, I would say years ago, probably like a year or two ago, like during an episode of the Bellas, he was in the training center talking to Sami Zayn, and he's like, "Oh, because of my concussions, I was going to change up my wrestling style if I ever faced Brock to be like a monkey kind of style, like me on my all fours and just running around the ring trying to avoid him." And
Well,
if you watch the match from Survivor Series, what did he do? He avoided Brock.
That's actually great. I didn't even know that. I don't want to watch
Like-
the whole.
I think there's a clip of it if you look it up. He's in the performance center, talking, and I think this is like right after he announced that he retired. So
Right. Anyways, we're gonna move on. We're gonna go
Yeah,
ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It was a good talk, but we're gonna go ahead and move on now to another news story, which is the Wrestling Observer newsletter is reporting that there will be major changes with the Axis New Japan partnership, in which Axis, when they air New Japan, they will now be using New Japan World Commentary. In other words, it will be Kevin Kelly and Don Callis, and somebody replacing Don Callis on some occasions.
Rocky
From
Romero.
what I-
Which,
from
from which would be a godsend of a good thing.
From what I remember, I watched WrestleMania. Not WrestleMania, Wrestle Kingdom 11. I really enjoyed it. Like, I didn't really like the Kenny Omega, match, the one that got 6 stars.
Okada.
I didn't really. Okada, yeah. Omega Okada. I didn't really like. My view of wrestling, like, I'm not. I guess because I've watched so much WWE, I wasn't really ingrained and I didn't really know what was going on at the moment. I'm like, oh, this is an okay match.
Oh, that's a
Like, okay,
controversial opinion.
It's yeah, it is. I mean, it was a decent match. I like Kenny though. Kenny's a great personality.
I thought
So
it was
I
a
have nothing
great
against
match.
Kenny.
I felt like it could have definitely used a little more oomph. But also, just because I don't believe in giving something a 6-star rating, I would have given the match still a 5-star rating.
Oh yeah.
But
Absolute-
is Access available here in the United States?
It is, but it's like a paid
yeah, But the
channel.
problem is,
Okay.
it's a paid channel. pretty
Think
much.
like Stars
you get
or
on
HBO.
something like DirecTV or like Dish and all that, but like it comes with a cable package. Which is
Yeah,
really
I mean,
hard.
they're not going to
Xbox
be
is
able to
not
show
available
that. They're not going to be able. Sorry, go ahead, Jordan.
I'm saying, would you like to guess what's not going to be available in Scotland? Hey.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, New Japan is really, 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 really trying to get big in the United States. They've already got a show with Ring of Honor at the WrestleMania home of Madison Square Garden.
They've booked their own
And
multiple shows around the California area, such as Long Beach and LA. And they
Yeah,
have a
they've already
dojo,
been doing
and they
that.
have really been working on the dojo in LA, which is a big matter.
And they're really trying to get. I mean, and honestly, like, groups that watch Pro Wrestling Guerrilla and they watch other promotions, they know some of these guys already. So going and watching Ring of Honor and watching and watching New Japan, it's already guys you know of and guys you've heard of, and you know, not to say that WWE there's nobody that you haven't heard of. You've heard of everyone there, but it's just something new and it's something different. So it might be a WCW-esque like rival to WWE soon. Who
Maybe.
knows?
It could be bigger, it could be smaller. One thing's for sure, the TV ratings are not going to be the same. I can guarantee you that. But that's because TV is more or less starting to kind of go the way of dinosaurs. At least cable TV. TVs are
if
now, in
Raw
a
keeps
sense,
going-
are kind of becoming glorified computer monitors. Which isn't a bad
I
thing,
mean-
because it shows the evolution of like technology. But
It's going to be hard for them to compete with shows like SmackDown, who are going onto Fox after like a multi-billion-dollar deal.
right,
Like,
I really want
New
to see
Japan's not
some.
going to see that.
I really want to see a
can see
major
it.
promotion use the internet to their advantage. Right now,
I think there's already one or two
there's a couple.
but-
There's a couple.
smaller
Yeah,
ones. I mean,
like a IWGP, I think, or what is it?
New Japan.
What culture? No, not New Japan. It was the what
Oh,
culture stuff.
Or Defiance.
yeah,
Uh,
Defiant.
that was one of the pay-per-views, but I think it was IWPG or something like that.
Well, the
They're taking good
IWPG.
advantage of it.
Well, you're thinking of IWGP, and that's like the commission part of New Japan. But
Yeah.
anyways, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our.
Can I get
we-
one last thought?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, do you think if New Japan does get really big in the United States, that Vince McMahon will, you know how he created Survivor Series just to fuck with the Crockett Promotions?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think he'll do something like that for New Japan?
I mean, New Japan has people in New Japan have said that they would be interested in working with WWE and maybe doing
And
cross
Triple-
promotional
and
stuff.
Triple H-
But
and-
I mean, to
Like,
block it
for
out.
example, For example,
block
Craig
out.
David stuff.
I don't think so. I think
Oh,
that
block out. You mean okay?
I don't think so personally, because I think that might actually go against some rules right now. But also because of with the way the internet works, it would kind of all be a moot kind of point to try to block out that kind of stuff, because they could just find ways to air it on their own website or air it on another website that's totally accessible. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and
Yep.
move on to our next news article. Heading back to e-wrestling news. This was reported on November 19th. And there's another article that we'll be covering in a moment that has to do with this news, which is apparently AJ Styles is currently negotiating with WWE for a new deal that will involve a reduced schedule, which kind of makes sense because AJ is starting to get much older. He's in his early 40s right now, I
He
believe.
wants to be a daddy to his kids.
He wants. Daddy's home.
I'm not
No,
no,
no, if you really think about it, it makes sense because this dude has been lowable for his entire career, even back in TNA. It's insane.
Right.
Long story short, though, it kind of makes sense that he's going to be trying to go for a reduced kind of deal, because he's starting to get
wants
older.
a sweetheart deal.
Yeah.
I
Let me. I'll let you continue in a moment,
Sorry,
but
go
let me
ahead.
just
Sorry, go ahead.
let me just go ahead with the follow-up article that has to do with this. Which the other part is AJ Styles' contract is set to expire in a few months. This was reported on November 19th on WrestlingNews.co. So, yeah, this could be a kind of a big deal as well. But this will also have to do with kind of a main news story that we'll be covering in a moment. But we'll cover it in a little bit. Right now, we have some other stuff we got to talk about. So, with that said, this could be interesting to see how WWE is going to handle this.
To be honest,
Go ahead.
my bad. To be honest, I think it will be a good move for WWE because it really preserves AJ Styles. He's gonna still keep his quickness and all that if they really reduce his schedule. And he's gonna still put on good matches. Just imagine they put him back on a full schedule after all this man has done this year. It's gonna really wear down his body. It will be a smart move to just give him the reduced schedule so he can maintain his body, keep on putting good matches, keep on getting money for the company. I mean, it'll be a
I
smart
didn't
move.
think it'd be so soon, though. I expected it.
I
expected them to do a reduced schedule, but maybe in a couple years' time.
Well, AJ Styles came out at 32. WrestleMania 32 was his first. He
Okay.
came out at the Royal Rumble.
God.
Oh, that is some good word
That
catch.
That guy who come out.
Oh my god, that was.
It would make Wendy and the kids a mute point if he was.
Samoa Joe can be the daddy now.
He can, yeah. Anyway, as I was trying to say, so Mania 32, 33, 34 was the last one. We're coming up on 35. So he's been with the company about 3 years.
It's crazy
I think
that
his
he's been
original
around for
deal
3
was
years.
3 or 4 years.
Yeah, which would make sense because it's set to expire in a few months. My guess is it's probably gonna expire a little bit after WrestleMania.
So
Yeah.
Maybe after Royal Rumble, but I think they're gonna really want to try to get him for WrestleMania in some
honestly,
way.
I think it's not whether or not. I think the biggest issue here isn't isn't the schedule. It's the money. Does he want more money or does he want less money? Or, does he want the same amount or does he want more?
We
really
don't
depends.
know. First of all, we don't.
Yeah, it really
First of all,
depends
none of
on-
us in the call right now, none of us in this podcast right now, currently know how much he's being paid. For all we know, he'd be paid a shit ton. So,
Guys, I've got
Probably
some,
on the same. He's probably on the same tier as Roman Reigns.
right.
guys, I've got something to admit to you. I'm actually Kevin Dunn. My teeth just go inwards when I'm talking.
If you really think about it, though, yeah, Styles is probably getting paid on the level of Roman Reigns.
I'd say a lot more.
I'm gonna look it up, see if I can find anything for it.
Right.
I mean,
While
we
you're
all know
looking-
how much Brock is making.
Right. Anyways, while you're looking that up right now, I'm going to go ahead and report another news thing. This one is actually coming from WWE itself. I'm specifically using WWE UK's tweet, but this is an official tweet. NXT UK will be getting its own pay-per-view, which will be NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool, which will happen on January 12th to the 13th of 2019. This
I'm not-
Representation's coming back.
That.
What-
That sounds really good. Oh,
I
can't wait.
just hope it's not a house show, like NXT Takeover Insurrection.
from what I understand, it's not going to be a house show. It's going to be actually put onto the network. I think even live.
Yeah, but so was Insurrection.
like a regular takeover in a sense.
Hopefully.
I think my personal opinion is why not? Like, this is awesome. This is awesome to hear. I also want to bring up the fact that it's also something to where NXT UK stars are getting less freedom to wrestle with other promotions.
Yeah, I was actually just going to bring that up for the next article, because WrestleTalk.com
Yeah.
published about an hour or maybe 2 or maybe 3 ago. I've had this article open for a little bit, so I don't know how long ago. But British wrestlers that wrestle on NXT UK are now being signed on contracts that specifically state they have to wrestle on NXT UK, which could affect British wrestling, not just a couple of promotions, but the whole country's wrestling system right now.
Because what's his name, who's the UK champ, would go to other promotions and defend the title.
Yeah. Currently, we don't know right now what the extent of the contract is. For all we know, the deal with Progress could still be going, because if you don't know, Progress and WWE have a very good deal going on right now, along with ICW and WXW. But we'll see how this varies. So it could affect wrestling very bigly, though.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Can I pitch something really quickly as just completely unbiased here?
Go ahead.
For TakeOver Blackpool, here's what I'm pitching. Wolfgang wins. Fuck it, bring Noam Dar back, he wins. Mark Coffey, he wins. Completely unbiased, remember. I'm not picking all the Scottish ones, I swear.
Drew McIntyre wins everything.
Crossover. Piper come back. Oh.
It would, honestly, this would be rather interesting, because you also have Defiant Wrestling, who is What Culture's wrestling program.
Yeah.
Used to be, they were bought over.
So,
they were?
Yeah. That's why the name
wait,
changed.
what's happening?
Defiant.
Oh, you don't have-
When it became Defiant.
Okay, so I have.
What Culture.
Hold on. So
Okay.
I found out AJ Styles' contract. Apparently, he's only receiving $2 million for
A year?
Yeah.
That's
not a year, but like right now, I guess.
I mean,
Like, he
how-
might-
That's
over
not
a year,
that's
but
not a
no.
bad deal. There's better deals
Yeah.
out there, but that's a damn good
Yeah.
deal.
What was
The
Roman
people
Reigns
who have
getting paid?
the people who are above him is Orton, Rollins, and Miz. 4.5 million for Orton, 3 for Seth, 2 for 2.5 for Miz. Roman, he's only getting paid $5 million. I know I saw that somewhere.
Interesting.
Cena is getting paid $8.5 million, and
Jesus.
unsurprisingly, Brock is getting paid fucking $10 million.
That doesn't
So-
surprise
what
me.
God.
Cruz is getting
That
from
does
it.
not surprise me.
So, yeah, that's
So
pretty
wait,
much all.
Is Cena
anyway.
based on appearance, or is that based on
think
is he
it's
still
based
getting
on-
a paycheck even though he's not wrestling?
I'm going to assume appearance due to his circumstances.
So 8.5 per appearance for John Cena.
Well,
so
it's
John
really not-
Cena,
It's going to be a paycheck, like it has to be. Like currently, he's still he has to still be employed by WWE, right? Like
he is.
he's probably
I don't-
on break.
Oh.
He hasn't
He
kicked a
probably
puppy,
has to-
so
Yeah, but he did
Alright,
credit
sorry.
that.
Sorry for the interruption. I just had to get that out there.
No, yeah.
Doc,
We're gonna
no,
go ahead and
yeah,
move.
yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and move on to our next news article, which is according to Lucha Blog on Twitter. So this one I'm not 100% sure about. So I guess take this one with a grain of salt. But it appears that Rey Fenix might be out for the rest of the year due to a groin injury he sustained at CMLL.
that's gotta be painful.
It's gotta be.
Pulled his groin.
Hey man,
Brilliant.
call him AJ Styles Jr. because this man just got a
Oh,
groin injury.
that's yeah. But apparently he might be out for the rest of the year, which is a surprise because he's starting to become one of the top Mexican wrestlers in the world right now.
Oh, yeah.
Him and
The rest of the year. The rest of the year's a month.
along with
so
Penta
good.
L0. Penta L0 is also becoming one of the top wrestlers right now. So, with that said, we're going to move on to it was a short thing to talk about, but we're going to move on to our next article right now. According to Cage Side Seats, and also, if I can get a look at correctly, also according to PW Insider, we're using the article for Cage Side Seats at the moment, though. It appears that Walter has been reportedly signed to WWE. He's one of the most popular European wrestlers right now, one of the top ones as well. So this could be a kind of a big deal because he could fill in the role that Lars Sullivan had in NXT, where he was the big monster wrestler.
How old is he?
I'm gonna kind of counter that. I don't think he's gonna go to NXT per se. I think he's gonna go to NXT UK. And be the Lars Sullivan
that's a good.
there.
That's a good point. He might go to UK.
Yeah, because he is European, and it would make sense if he went there. But I wouldn't be surprised if he went to NXT either.
If he
because,
does go to UK, I want him to be
about it.
put into a fucking title feud with Pete Dunne. That would be awesome.
No,
Oh,
do you know
yeah.
who I want? Do you know who I want to see? And I know it's going to be a slower match, but this time genuinely it's not because he's Scottish, but Joe Coffey versus Walter, or even Dave Mastiff versus Walter.
That doesn't actually sound that bad. Anyways,
That's
that was the short kind of thing. So we're gonna go ahead and
Can we
move.
send Killian Dane to NXT UK?
You got a point.
So he's doing something.
Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and move on. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and move on to the main news article for today's podcast. This is an editing side note right now. I had to actually take out a part during the podcast due to privacy reasons. So there will be a little censor beep and then cutting away to another part. This is because of privacy reasons, not because of what anyone said being offensive. I just want to note this because it may seem odd that we're jumping and there's a beep in between. All Elite Wrestling. The first article we're going to be using is from WrestlingNews.com, where it's been reported that several WWE superstars have been interested in All Elite Wrestling if promotion launches. Basically,
Who are
Is
they?
there a list of these
the
names?
current. Unfortunately, no.
yeah.
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah,
there isn't.
we don't know.
It's
I
all.
really
like
interested.
It's
Oh,
Meltzer has been reported that he has confirmed that there are people inside WWE who are interested in joining the promotion, but probably due to contract circumstances, he can't report who. But for those who
fired tomorrow.
but also going to another article, this time from WrestlingInc.com, All Elite Wrestling has been filing for trademarks and stuff. The current trademarks that have been filed right now is All Elite Wrestling, Double or Nothing, AEW Double or Nothing, AEW All Out, AEW, and most interesting, Tuesday Night Dynamite.
Okay. Who's running this promotion? And
So currently it's looking like that Tony Khan, the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, or one of the owners, because it apparently says co-owner.
No, he's the son. He's the son of Fahid Khan.
Yeah. But long story
So,
short, it appears
part of
he's been the one who's been setting up the trademarks, and he appears to be working with Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks for making a promotion
Yeah.
centered around the
As
Elite.
a football guru of the group, not the fucking England shit that y'all have over at Scotland. I'm just saying.
you
But,
mean
as a football guru?
Ooh, that hurt.
American
yeah, I know.
football? Let's
Yeah, pretty much American football. Jacksonville is probably it has one of the biggest networks only because of Shahid Khan and how he's a great money mongrel. He's a Pakistani American businessman. He's the man's business inquiries have been nothing but astounding. And really, just having him as backup to really promote your site, his son, even if you get even a 1 in 100th of that salary, it's still a lot. $7 billion in total in net worth for Shahid Khan. It's insane.
Yeah, not to mention, basically, there's basically been rumors that Chris Jericho and Jim Ross might be involved, which is interesting, and also a rumor that AXE might be involved in broadcasting it on TV.
But all those guys being involved in, all those guys being friends with Cody, they said on a recent cruise that they are together. They are not going to go anywhere unless they're together. WWE wants those guys, but there's a possibility that WWE won't get those guys because those guys probably don't want to go with WWE because of schedule, because of where they might be going, because they don't have any control over their booking, and they won't have control over anything else. Being the Elite will be ending.
Or it would be WWEized.
Yeah.
They'll be WWEized. And, Young Bucks are too old to go through NXT. Kenny Omega's too old to go through NXT. You know, if anything, you send them straight to the main roster, which that in itself, it's its own big, like, that's a big thing. Like, if you have those guys pop up at WrestleMania and do like a 6-on-6 match with like WWE regulars and win, that's a huge pop. But the amount of money to bring those guys in would be probably close to or the same amount as Brock Lesnar. And there's no guarantee that all of those guys would be on Raw or SmackDown or whatever. So they're just going to say, well, fuck going to WWE. We're going to do our own thing, and we're going to make our own promotion. It makes sense to me.
And further to that point as well, I think, being a huge Kenny Omega fan, I think it's still fair to say that he's incredibly better, I think, to WWE, because he went through, it was either OVW or FCW.
It was OVW.
They told him straight out to his face, you are not good enough.
Yeah, and he's definitely proven that they were wrong.
I mean,
one of the things,
how many times has WWE been wrong in the past? Two.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the first time.
Oh, more than twice. More than twice.
So many. Like, making Hulk Hogan one of your main guys, that's definitely a mistake. I'm just
It
saying.
wasn't quite a mistake, but definitely going to his ego was a mistake.
Vince
that's what I
McMahon's
The backstage
wallet
politics
is
and
not.
all that.
Vince's wallet's not bad for making him the face.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, for AEW, there's a way that like they can have like a relationship with WWE that's like similar to ROH and New Japan's. That can help both sides. Like it really could.
Maybe,
like,
but it depends. It depends on how much they want to work together.
Yeah, like you can have
really
big
does.
matches such as Omega, Rollins. You can have Cody versus AJ. I mean, there's a lot of hell. You can even have the Young Bucks versus the Usos. That's Super Kick Mania right there.
One of the things you got to keep in mind, though, is it depends on who is involved with getting that deal together. Triple H or Vince. If Vince is involved with getting that deal together, it's probably not going to happen. Vince's ego is not going to let that happen.
Yeah, Chip.
Honestly,
if Hunter doesn't though, then they're going to get it because Hunter is really like delving into the indies right now.
Oh yeah, he's genuinely interested in what's best for business, which is something that I find amazing considering Triple H's kind of past involving burying a shit ton of talent. Maybe it was not his choice, or maybe he's learned from his mistake. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see where this is going to go in the future. All Elite Wrestling.
Why would they not fight for Kaylee Ray during the first May? I'm throwing it back a wee bit. During the first Mae Young Classic, she got beat to whoever the fuck, some jobber.
One thing's for sure though. All Elite Wrestling, if they tackle it in just about any of the right ways possible, which I believe they can, it could end up super jumping to the third or second biggest promotion in America. I don't know if it'll ever get first
just
biggest.
Star power alone, it could.
I don't know if it could get. I do not know, however, if it will be able to get the number one biggest promotion in America. It's going to take a lot to do that.
It's not that. It's just that when you look at it, AEW. What's the word for it? The programming. Yeah. It's not going to be for kids. We still think it will be.
Yeah, but the Attitude Era wasn't for kids, and that ended up becoming
the Attitude Era. And mother's going to be calling and everything if their kids do watch it.
I don't think you're going to have bra and panty matches. Just saying. I mean, I think
one other thing I want to point out is I feel like a key for all this will be they should absolutely take advantage of the internet in any way possible. If they can take advantage of the internet, then my God, will they be a fucking monopoly?
The Young Bucks already have a show on YouTube. They already have their own channel.
If they did the build up,
not only that, but they have Being the Elite, which is a side thing. So they're already taking advantage of YouTube in ways that
also
are really
take
good.
to example. Take to
what
example
they
the National Wrestling Alliance, the NWA. Excuse me, I can't talk for shit. But they're doing a very good thing right now with their 10 Pounds of Gold show on YouTube, where that's how they're using it to hype up programs and stuff. It's getting considerable amount of views, and it's actually helping the NWA gain some prominence again. I don't know if it'll be the prominence where it once was, but it's gaining some prominence again because of that.
ICW is doing a similar sort of thing. They've got Oh, it's the Filthy Generation show. Filthy Life. They're doing a sort of PPE, £10 a go sort of thing.
So if they take advantage of this, it could end up being a very big deal.
Again, it really does depend on A, your programming, B, who your stars are, and C, how you're going to make money. Because right now, the Young Bucks and the Elite have a deal with Hot Topic. So right there, that's a moneymaker right there. You got license to print money if you got a store, and they got a store through Hot Topic. So they could really undercut a bunch of the promotions that they're already in right now and just sell shirts through them. Also, ProWrestlingTees.com. They got those. Those are two
We're not
stores
sponsored,
that
by the way.
sell-
We wish we were sponsored by them, but we're not.
Also,
No,
PlayStation.com, quality meals from.
Anyways, so with that
Oh, my
said,
goodness.
that's been today's wrestling news. But we're not done with the podcast yet. We got some more
finished
segments.
yet, but
Oh, okay. We'll let you finish, and then we'll go ahead and
Yeah.
close the wrestling news segment for the
But,
podcast.
But ProWrestlingTees.com and all them, they got ways to make money, and they can make money quick. And plus, Khan's son, Junior, whatever his name is, he's got 80 billion. I think someone said the other day. So he's
7.
got, or 7 billion. Yeah, he's got more than enough money to get this off the road, or off the ground. And
That-
they don't need to do big giant stadium shows like
But that's-
WWE.
that's
They
one more
can
thing I wanna
stick to
mention really
smaller
quick.
arenas.
That's one more thing I want to mention really quick. They have the advantage because they can do it at a stadium because it's the Jacksonville Jaguars owner. They could do it in Jacksonville at
Yeah.
their stadium. He owns the team, so he owns the stadium, and so he could say, "Fuck you, we're doing the show here."
That stadium can fit probably 50 to 60,000 people.
Well, that's it. It's
Bit
not guaranteed.
ambitious.
It's not guaranteed that it'll get that many at the shows. They'll probably start off
No,
small
I
and then
don't
save it
think
for
it'll
other
be
times.
shows, per se, in the stadium, but I think they'll definitely hold pay-per-views there. Like, for
I
sure.
think so too. Anyways, with
Yeah,
that said,
I mean,
Like, at least the big
I'm going to go ahead and
Yeah.
end today's wrestling news segment. So, with that said, let's move on to some of our other segments, such as our skits, where we generally have us go into a little personalized kind of thing. I'm not going to be involved with it, but with that said, we are going to go ahead and take a look at the open letter. Go ahead and say your
Okay.
open letter thing. I'll edit in, I'll remove this
Hello.
part.
Hello. My name is Alfred Jones, or Johnny, however you might hear both names. Anyway, I am going to write an open letter to a wrestler or a promotion, or just some other individual that needs to be named, that needs to be called out, or praised, or however. My first ever open letter. This one I've been mulling over the past couple days, and certain individuals have come to mind, like Nia Jax, or AJ Styles, or Daniel Bryan, or Brock Lesnar. No. None of these will compare to the person that I have chosen. I say person, and this is a person who I honestly have an interesting idea of from what I've heard and who I've heard of. And this is a man that has basically the biggest promotion in the world. My first letter is Dear Mr. McMahon.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is going to be good. Go ahead. Let everyone be quiet. Let's let him go.
Dear Mr. McMahon, how are you? How's the smell of money? I'm sure you love printing it. Because honestly, you're printing it from your show SmackDown, not from Raw right now. Holy crap. What the hell are you doing? I've been watching wrestling since WrestleMania 18. And I've taken a time a bit off. I missed the celebrity shenanigans that you introduced and all that. I missed that. Thank God I did. And I've also missed the apparently amazing skill of CM Punk. Honestly, I think CM Punk is overrated. Personal opinion, sue me. Anyway, as I digress, Mr. McMahon, you have yourself an interesting repertoire of characters amongst your promotion. And quite honestly, they are such interesting characters. I might as well. You have Nia Jax, who is your big show of the women's division, who has a more effective punch than the Big Show. My goodness, you might want to wrangle that one in a little bit. But you also have a female Stone Cold, from what I've heard, in Becky Lynch. honestly, she's one Stone Cold Stunner away from being fully the face of your women's division. I mean, Nikki Bella and her sister aren't doing a good enough job on the floor under your desk to be able to be the faces anymore. So, you know, that's a whole other thing. You know, that's a Ronda Rousey maybe think. By the way, good job on signing Ronda Rousey. I really actually do enjoy her. I really do enjoy some of her promos. People say she sucks, but you know what? I don't care. You know what? That's what her and her husband do in the bedroom. That's not my concern. Anyway, I'm of the God, I'm doing off the top of my head, ladies and gentlemen. My personal opinion of you is that you are an egomaniac. You had the opportunity to give the UK probably one of the best shows. Because you need to be given more blood money, you know, because of Crown Jewel. God, I feel dirty for saying that when you take a shower later. And you tell Cody Rhodes he can't use the name Rhodes anymore, and you tell the Young Bucks they can't say FTR anymore, and you do all these things. And it's just, where does it end? How old are you? You're in your 70s or your early 80s? When will you die? There's no way the steroids that you have been intaking should be keeping you alive this long. When will you die? When will Triple H take over and lead us to the promised land? When will your daughter actually shut the fuck up and stay off of television for more than a month? Holy crap! When will you actually get capable writers of writing actual capable television and wrestling on Raw for once? Holy shit! I knew you had a hard-on for Roman Reigns, but holy shit! Who knew that hard-on had such left a big void? It's amazing! It's amazing how much you focus on one individual, and now that that individual is gone with a serious medical issue, by the way, get well Roman, it just amazes me how empty Raw is now. And you could have avoided this by pushing other characters. I mean, you've kind of turned Big Show into you kind of turned Braun Strowman into Big Show Jr. with him flipping sides all of a sudden. He was a heel at first because he was with the Brides. Now he's a face because he's facing off against Brock Lesnar. Now he's a heel again because the Shield popped back up, and now he's a face again because he wants to beat up Brock Lesnar again. What the hell? There's worse flip-flopping than probably some of the shoes that Riddle wears. He probably doesn't even wear shoes for all I know. Your idea of the perfect wrestler doesn't exist anymore, Mr. McMahon, and unfortunately your ideas don't work anymore. And honestly, hearing Lashley every single week, just thank God you actually took the mic away from him for once. Holy shit! Oh my God! How could you allow John Cena to have a punch? The man did not have a punch! He does not know how to punch! He's a wrestler! He's an actor! He should know how to do these things! He doesn't! All he knows is how to do some Jackie Chan rip-off flip-flam whatever bullshit! What is this? What is this? This is not wrestling! This is a stage show! This is a side act! You need to stop fantasizing on John Cena being sweaty in the middle of a ring with Brock Lesnar and actually focus on your current stars. Stop letting Brock Lesnar give you hard-ons just to get a little bit more money out of him. Honestly, what is wrong with you? None of this makes sense. This entire letter does not make sense. This would have been more relevant a month ago when Crown Jewel actually happened. What is wrong with you? I mean, you're hands-on on everything. You have the internet at your disposal. But you know what? I'm talking to a person, I'm writing a letter to a person who doesn't even know what a chalupa is. Or let alone like what tacos are probably. It's a hard shell with meat, cheese, lettuce, other vegetables in it. It's actually really delicious. You should try it sometime. But like sometimes it's soft shell. You never know. Taco Bell is great, by the way. You should really eat more than just a bar and like a diet soda.
All right,
But-
I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah,
end the
so
segment for you. So
That's
go ahead and
my
say
open letter.
sincerely.
Sincerely,
Oh, damn. I really gotta go to Taco Bell now.
sincerely, Alfred Jones.
Well,
P.S.
damn, Alfred. That's right.
P.S. Take a vacation and let
a pretty rare right
let
there.
Triple H take over. P.S.
No,
let
I'll
Triple H
never
take over.
die. I'm immortal, you fuckhead.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
But,
that
yeah.
went a little long on. That went on a little longer than I was expecting, but
It was worth it.
Sorry.
It was
no,
worth
it's
it.
okay. It's okay.
Johnny's the resident artist girl of the group.
Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next segment. It's time.
Oh yeah.
It's time for the Scotsman to shout freedom as loud as he can.
Here we go.
It's time for Kilt Corner, spelled with a K because he's cool.
I
More
can
William
hear
Wallace
Scotland
references.
playing in the background. It's beautiful. Bring a tear to my eye.
Anyways,
Anyway.
go ahead, Jordan.
So, bit of background. I'm a big fucking filthy mark. So, we have to keep kayfabe alive, right? Important thing. And the way that that's ruined by a lot of people is promo. And everyone says, oh, I could do a promo better than Rousey, for example. So I came up with the idea to test this. We have set up a random generator with everybody's names in it. We have given them a
No, we're doing that. We're doing that later.
What? That's my skit, though. That's my skit.
I kind of took his thunder, didn't I? Shit.
Kayfabe died years ago, by the way, just in case you knew.
Oh, oh! Don't add salt to the wound right now.
Kill corners.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We'll be
This
doing.
went off the rails.
I'll explain this. I'll explain it in a moment for the promo thing. But we're gonna go ahead and first of all, I'm sorry, Jordan. I didn't realize that was your skit. Second of all, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our final skit. Normally we only have two, but since we have 4 people hosting for today, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our final skit. It's time for you to take a visit to the doctor's office.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
So I'm gonna
He's
take
Scottish.
I'm gonna
It's
take
hard
a
to-
Hang on a sec, Alfred. Let Doc speak.
Sorry,
I'm
my
gonna take
bad,
us
go
back in time, okay? Specifically to the year 2000, okay? Now, you people, if y'all know about pregnancy, let me tell you about this, okay? So, if you remember WCW back in the day, New Blood Rising, you will remember that there's such a thing as a rip-off the camouflage match that involved mud. Yes, people, mud. And during the match, it was between Miss Hancock, which, by the way, she's gonna do something with the last part of the name right there. Yeah. Anyways, then we got Major Guns. About midway through the match, they make it out of the ring, go to the mud. I can't talk. The mud pool, and Major Guns just straight up tackles this bitch like a linebacker. Okay, like it's just ugh. And then right when the match ends, it's Major Guns pulling out the pin because Miss Hancock had a contraction. Yes, she was apparently pregnant with the baby wrestling in this match. Don't
Oh,
know if it was shoot or not, but David Flair came out of nowhere. It was like, I'm gonna dive in this mud, just act like kayfabe wise, I really give a shit. Yeah, and then went to a random little paramedic scene. Pretty much it there. Not only that, but another reason why WCW is great for injuries is because Kevin Nash. Yeah, remember when I made a joke earlier about his quads? Yeah, they're still gone. Fucking midway through the podcast, they're still gone. I don't even see them. Anyways, that's all it really is. Besides fucking X-rays and shit. I don't
Doctor,
know.
can I ask a question? Per chance,
Go ahead. I'm not
who
gonna answer.
who was the father of this baby?
Knowing that it was probably Vince Russo who was the father of this baby because he was booking the match.
Wait,
Alrighty
was she
then.
actually pregnant?
we don't know.
It was probably.
I never watched this, so
Okay, so we're We'll leave these personal conundrums to yourself or to your nightmares. We're going to go ahead and move on to the final segment for today. Normally we would have 2 more segments, but because we went a little long during the news segment, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up with 1 more segment, which was what Kilt Corner was supposed to be. I'm sorry.
Nice, Kilt Corner's back. So
You know what? Just because I kind of took it away from him, I'll let him host this segment. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
So kayfabe's important. This is getting a bit deja vu here. But people keep saying I could do a better job than Rousey, than whoever. It's just your typical bad at wrestling, bad at promo wrestler. So I've decided to test this theory and come up with a genius idea that's never been done before. It's not shut up. Where we get a random generator,
Which I have set up.
Pick everybody's names, put them in, right? Here's the crazy part. We have another one, gets a random word, which we'll be using as a topic.
Which I also have set up.
And each person will have to cut a promo on the chosen person. Now, at the end of this, the chosen person gets to cut a promo back on any one of us.
So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and click the pick a random name 3 times, and that will tell us who our person will be. And then I will choose who goes first, even if the person getting picked. Just point is, I'll choose who goes first, and I will choose a word for them because every person gets a different word.
When you choose someone, you have to say, "I choose you."
Shut the fuck up. Okay, so.
Simpsons
All right,
reference,
so
and
you guys are going to be cutting promos on me. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and, since I really kind of screwed Jordan over, I'm going to let Jordan go first. You're going to have to cut a promo on me based on around using the term of...
Cancel, please be cancelled.
Driver.
What's that?
Driver.
You will have to cut a 2-minute promo on me using the term driver. Good luck.
Okay, Ace. You see, you're here running this podcast, cancelling segments, opening segments, like nobody's business. Like you're the driver in some... you're the driver in some sort of fast car that is this podcast. But here's the point where it comes spiraling out of control. Because you have lost control. It is your fault that this spirals. We are the cause. We are what popped your body. And you are gonna crash straight in to a wall of replacement.
I feel a little sad now. Damn. All right, that was a good promo. So far, Jordan is winning with that promo. Of course, he's the only person so far.
Yeah, there's bits there.
Okay, so I'm going to let Doc do the next promo. Your word that you will have to use into positioning involving the promo is population. You have 2 minutes.
Here, bud. Listen here. What the entire backstage here at Tag In Tag Out podcast Discord, by the way, if you want to, they're gonna promote us, but please. Anyways, the population here has been getting killed because of your ass. Like we left from a cancerous Discord to come right the fuck. Oh shit. My wallet. Anyways, we came here because of your ass, and there was like a lot of cool people in the other Discord, which never got to make it. Where is their chance, man? You're turning the Vince. You're killing the population as if it's like a foreign country. Like for real. Like I can't take this seriously. I'm done with this. I can't take it. I'm like
Jordan's in the lead right now, but damn, was that a good second place so far?
No. Like I wanted to do driver because then I would have made a Rock joke. Like you were the one who took the fall for Rock. Rikishi was just a fall man for you, though. I wanted that so bad, but.
I like the tag in self promo pro wrestling.
Okay.
I like how you call the other Discord that we were in that It's actually not a bad one, a cancer. I'm like, whoa.
Okay. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and let Alfred do his promo. Your word,
All right.
Alfred, is going to be
Time for blackout.
linkage.
Linkage.
Yes. You have 2 minutes.
Linkage.
Go ahead and start.
You see, Ace, you're like this train. Everyone is connected with the linkage to your train, and you're just chugging along, chugga chugga, chugga chugga, chugga chugga, up the mountain, up the mountain, up the mountain, and as you get closer, 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 there I will be with the dynamite that will blow your train and blow your ass down to the bottom of the gorge.
Sounds like someone's been
And
playing Red Dead
while I
Redemption 2.
watch, and while I watch over your burning carcass, I will laugh with joy as I stand before you, the new champion. You do not stand a chance, and those you have linkage with will also suffer. And they will look upon you and your wreckage of a human being as nothing more than a failure.
Okay
to
then.
all.
Alrighty then. So I'm gonna give the promo win to Alfred. And
Yeah.
his prize shall be me cutting a promo on him.
Bloody
Oh, wonderful.
Yet again.
And
I will be using the word, and I will have to use the word in some shape or form, recruit.
Oh, okay. Let's do this.
Alfred, as you sit there in your bedroom, wallowing around in your chair, wondering where the hell you've gone, I want you to remember something. You're nothing more than just a recruit for the Tag In Tag Out podcast. You're nothing more than a useless jabroni I can replace any millisecond away. Do you understand the word millisecond? It's shorter than an actual second. I'm not sure if a recruit like you can understand that. You come around as a dime a dozen replacement. Jordan has more interest in his balls than he does in you. So, tell me, why should I give a damn? First of all, I want to say I'm sorry, Alfred.
I was like, what? Wait. I was like, wait, what? It ended?
The answer like, well, number
There'd
one.
be a bit more, but okay.
Yeah, honestly, I felt like it could have been a little longer, but oh well. Sorry, Alfred, I didn't mean any of that.
Nah, man, I'm cool. I got ironclad feelings. It's
Whenever,
cool. My heart's
whenever
already on
you
fire.
said ball sack, I could not help but think about the South Park episode about Randy Marsh and the fact that
So with that
No,
said,
no,
we're going to go
no.
ahead and end today's podcast. Thank you for joining us in episode 1 of Tag In Tag Out. I'm Ace Luck. Go ahead and say your names.
I am Alfred, or Johnny, however the hell you want to call me. The letter has been sent. Hopefully it will reach Mr. McMahon, and I will be sued by Tuesday. So goodbye.
Jordan?
I am Jordy. Yeah, I mean, the rest of my speech is going to be cancelled anyway, so
this is Doc coming at you from my bedroom, aka your mama's favorite midnight snack, aka Dr. Dong, the Lord of the Dong, and this has been Tag In Tag Out. Send us off, I guess.
All right. Thank you for joining us. I'll see you hopefully in a couple weeks.